We are fed the same script day after day of our lives. Go to school, land a decent job, and then spend 4 decades on the hamster wheel. Alarm clock at 6 a.m., traffic jams to an office, your nerves get tested by a boss you don't like, and you obediently stash away 20% of your paycheck in a 401k every month. Why? So one day, when you're 65, exhausted, and your joints hurt, you finally get permission to enjoy life. That's the traditional road. It's tedious, takes forever, and honestly, it's miserable. But what if there was a math shortcut? What if there was one magic number, one money target that once you hit in your 30s, you never have to save for retirement again? You keep working, but you drop the saving part. Picture getting your whole paycheck to use for life today, while your future is already locked in. This isn't made up. It's a real strategy called Coast Fire. And if you don't know your number, you're probably working much harder than necessary. Hey friends, my name is Bobby, and I'm obsessed with finding the quickest way to buy back freedom. Most money advice is about denial. Skip coffee, skip fun, suffer now for a slightly better tomorrow. If you're over the 40-year grind and want the pure math behind financial freedom, smash like and subscribe. Today we're going to unpack Coast Fire, what it is, how the numbers work, and how to calculate your own freedom target. Let's move. First, what is Coast Fire? You've heard of regular FIRE, financial independence, retire early. That's the extreme version. People save 70% of their income, eat cheap food, and stop working at 30 with a big portfolio. It works, but getting there feels brutal. Coast Fire is different. It's the balanced middle path. Imagine you're building a snowball. The first push is the hardest. You're forcing a tiny ball through thick snow, you're sweating, and it barely grows. That's your 20s. You fight to save your first 10K, then 50,000. It feels like nothing is happening because your money isn't working yet. But then, eventually you push that ball to the top of a hill. It's huge and heavy. Now you let go. Gravity takes control. It rolls down faster and faster, growing without you touching it. That letting go moment is your Coast Fire number. It is the point where you've saved just enough early on that compound interest will carry it to the finish line by 65. Let's talk numbers because once they click, your brain changes. We'll compare two people, Grand Greg and Coast Caleb. Both want to retire at 65 with a solid nest egg. Grand Greg follows the classic plan. He starts at 25 and saves $500 every month for 40 years. By 65, with an 8% average return, he ends up with around $1.7 million. Pretty good, but he gave up $500 a month for every year of his adult life. Now look at Caleb. Caleb goes hard from 25 to 35. He is frugal and aggressive. By 35, he has $250,000 invested. On his 35th birthday, he hits Coast Fire. Caleb stops contributing forever. He uses that monthly cash for travel, better housing, and enjoying life. What about that 250K? It just sits in the market for 30 years. At the same 8% rate, by 65, it becomes about $2.5 million. Caleb ends up richer than Greg, even though he stopped saving 30 years earlier. Why? Because Caleb put in the effort first and let compound interest work during the most powerful years. That's the core of Coast Fire. You push the snowball once, and then you're finished. The math is impressive, but the mental shift is everything. Right now, you probably feel squeezed. You make $5,000 a month, but know you should save $1,000, so you're left with only $4,000 to live on. There's a constant fear that you're falling behind. When you hit Coast Fire, that fear shuts up. The day your portfolio reaches your number, you unlock freedom. You don't need that 120K salary job that drains you because you were only there for retirement. Now retirement is already handled. You could switch to a 70K job you actually like. You might make less, but your life might feel richer because you keep your whole paycheck. You move from build mode into maintenance mode. You only need to earn enough to pay today's expenses. That's real freedom. Now let's find your number. Step 1. Decide your end goal. How much money do you need at 65 to live comfortably in today's dollars? Use the rule of 25. Take your annual retirement spending and multiply by 25. If you want $80,000 a year, 80,000 times 25 equals $2 million. That's your target. Step 2. Rewind the clock. How much do you need now for that to grow to $2 million by 65 with no extra saving? Use a compound interest calculator. Say you're 30, you have 35 years to grow. Assume a 7% real return after inflation. The math says you need about $190,000 today. That's your Coast Fire number. If you're 30 with $190,000 invested, you're theoretically finished saving for retirement. If you're not there yet, that becomes your only mission. Budgeting comes second. Attack that number until you cross it, because life gets easier after. I know what you're thinking. What about inflation? What if markets crash? What if I want to retire before 65? All fair. Yes, inflation exists. That's why we use 7% instead of 10%. It builds in a safety cushion. Markets will crash, but over 30 years, history shows they recover and grow. We're playing long horizon chess. And no, Coast Fire doesn't mean quit working tomorrow. It means you work to cover today, not old age. If you want to fully retire at 40, you need full fire. Coast Fire just removes the biggest fear, being old and broke. Here's the truth. Most people are in an endless race with no finish line. They just run until they collapse. Coast Fire draws a finish line for the hardest saving years. It lets you struggle early so you can enjoy your 30s, 40s, and 50s instead of waiting until your energy is gone. Find your number, write it down, stick it on your screen, and chase it like it's your way out. If this shifted your thinking, hit like so others can see it too. Subscribe for more ways to hack the money game. Thanks for watching and happy coasting.